Most people have heard of California Games by Epyx. It started out as a computer game and was eventually ported to consoles such as the NES, Genesis, and Lynx, among others. My first experience with this game was playing it on the Apple IIGS. In this game, you compete with others in 6 events: halfpipe, footbag, surfing, skating, BMX, and flying disc. It really is a fun game. Now, you may not know that Epyx also released VCR California Games in 1988. I found this at a thrift store. I never knew about it, so I had to get it. So inside the box is a large game board, cards, game money, instructions, and a videotape. Your goal is to compete in various games as you travel from San Francisco to San Diego. The competitions are displayed on the videotape that you are directed to play when you land on certain spaces on the game board. So in my video, I'm going to compare the computer game with the VCR board game to show any similarities and differences in the gameplay. I'm going to start with the more familiar computer game. On the menu screen, you can jump directly into the competitions, but a nice feature is in the 4th option, you can spend some time practicing before you're ready to compete. However, I'm going to jump right into the competition with option number 1. First, you enter your name, and then you select your team, kind of like a sponsor, I'm guessing. Then other people can join in and pick their own teams. When everyone is chosen, you get a confirmation screen, and then the first event will begin. This is the half-pipe skateboarding. You get points for aerial turns, hand plants, and kick turns. My brother was always better at this event than me. It takes practice to get the timing down just right. At the end of each event, you get a score and the overall standings. If you break a record, you will also get notified of this at this time. The next event is footbag, or as I used to call it, hacky sack. You have to use your feet or head to keep juggling the bag for 1 minute and 15 seconds. You also get points for doing different tricks and stunts. At the end of each round, it shows how many stunts and points you achieved. At the end of the entire event, you once again get scores and standings. The third event is surfing. This is all about riding the wave and doing jumps or cutbacks. This was always one of my favorites. At the end of your round, people on the beach rank you, and you get the average of the scores. Next up is roller skating. This is all about avoiding obstacles as you skate down the sidewalk. You get more points for jumps and spinning jumps. This one can get a little tedious after doing it for some time. BMX bike racing is another one of my favorites. You have to go through the course in the fastest time, and you get extra points for wheelies, jumps, and flips. And if you crash, the computer lets you know by calling you a doofus or some other put-down, which is kind of funny. Finally, the last event is flying disc. At the beginning, you move the joystick to the green areas of speed and angle to get the best throw. Then way down the field, you have someone waiting to catch the Frisbee. Most times you line it up so that you can catch it as it hovers over your head. But if you are feeling adventurous, you can also try to catch it while diving for it. I really enjoy this one as well. So after it is all said and done, you have a winner with the final results displayed. Back on the menu screen, in option 5, you can also check out any high scores that have been achieved. These are saved onto the disk, so these scores have been kept over time. Now, how is this different than the VCR game? Well, your goal is to earn money on events. You need to earn $100 before you can pass certain checkpoints on the board. And to win, you need to end up at the San Diego airport with $100 to buy a ticket. How do you earn money? Mainly it's by landing on these pink squares. When you do that, you start the videotape and watch to see the results. In each event, you can win between $10 and $50. In this case, you can see that I won the highest amount, which is $50. You are also instructed to take an action card. These might say things such as, sell your shades for $5, sponsor likes your stuff, collect $10, mom sends you $25, don't forget to call her. Then you pause the tape until someone else needs to watch an event. Now, you don't always win money in an event. You can actually lose money. You can lose between $5 and $25. In this case, I lost the most I could, which is $25. But you still take an action card when finished. There are over 200 clips on the videotape, so plenty of events for multiple games. They have a cover band playing music in the background that features music from the Beach Boys and Jan and Dean. So how do these events compare to the events in the computer game? Well, many of the clips are of windsurfing, which is not featured in the computer game. A variation of this is windsurfing on land, but most of them are featured in water. Another popular one on the videotape is your typical surfing event, which is also featured in the computer game. Skateboarding is also featured a lot in this game. Besides the half-pipe, other variations are skating in a pool-type enclosure, on the outside of a tunnel, on an obstacle course, or just doing some tricks, and in this case with a random nun dancing in the background. There are also clips of BMX bike racing, which variations of doing jumps on a ramp, or doing tricks in front of an audience. Some less frequently seen events are jet skiing. There is also doing tricks with the Frisbee, instead of the distance throwing and catching that you see in the computer game. And another rare one is dancing with roller skates instead of zooming down the sidewalk as we saw in the computer game. One interesting thing to add is that you don't always win or lose money. Sometimes the screen will say, "No contest today," which means you just get an action card but no money. This also happens when you see a clip of a bikini contest. I'm not sure why you wouldn't win money for this, but I guess it's because it's not really an athletic game. So once again, if you are able to keep winning these events, you can get enough money to win the game. So what's my verdict? I do appreciate the creativity of the design of this VCR game, combining board game elements and video clips, but it seems that this version of the game is pretty much based on luck. You just hope to get a clip where you win money. But I'll admit it's kind of funny to watch someone else crash and burn. By the way, I'll have a link in the description with the entire videotape digitized from beginning to end. My vote is for the computer game. There is more skill involved. You can just keep practicing until you get better at the events. And it's fun to compete against friends to try and get your high score immortalized on the records board. Let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.